Welcome to the Golf Building, 712 Main Street. Please don't forget to take a selfie with your group before you leave. The Golf Building is a skyscraper completed in 1929. This building, unlike many of the buildings we're seeing today, is in a style that went against the norms of the classical aesthetics. The particular style of this building is known as Art Deco. It was popular in the Gilded Age during the 20s and 30s. You might see reminiscent of some of this in movies like The Great Gatsby, both leading up to and during the Great Depression in the United States. Whereas the classical details of the building we are seeing today contain architectural details that reference a staid Western tradition, Art Deco was a style that chose not to include these details. Instead, architects of Art Deco buildings would take every opportunity to enliven their buildings using extravagant designs made of simple geometric designs. Usually these patterns are made to evoke a sense of grandeur. To accomplish this, Art Deco patterns are typically employ rich materials and colors, such as gold and marble. The extravagance of Art Deco was attractive to many American companies during the 20s. Successful American companies of the 20s generally wanted to mark their economic presence in the city using beautiful, gilded Art Deco skyscrapers. Not only were they a display of wealth, but their decision to move away from the classical ornamentation made Art Deco buildings a symbol of a prosperous future. This vision was inspiring and pleasing to many Americans during the Gilded Age. This building in particular, was commissioned by Gulf Oil in the 20s. The company funded the construction of the building and used some of the floors to house the corporate offices. Like most skyscrapers, the additional amount of extra floors were built so they could be leased to other companies for additional profit. On the outside of the building, near the front entrance, you will notice many geometric patterns made of thin rectangles, these seeming to represent leaves or plants. In classical buildings, these details would typically be on the lintel, pediment, or frieze. Here, however, they are applied directly to the surface, usually around openings such as windows and doorways. You can see the movement of the patterns by the lines and the geometric patterns here, all along the thing in terms of the structure of the columns and along the top. In the lobby, gold, green, and marble patterns can be seen on nearly every surface, including the floor and ceiling. The ceiling is ornamented with an intense cross-shaped gold pattern. The skylight above the lights evoke bright texture marble walls and floor. Notice how the patterns on the floor are strongly angled and evoking a sense of movement across the entire surface. You can also see this in the lobby with the stained glass. The movement in the stained glass is designed, it was put in during the 60s, but maintained the Art Deco style.